So, hello everyone, I am Karina Guzmán. We are talking from Vancouver. And well, have you ever thought about starting a business of your own? Or maybe right now you're just looking for mentoring. Maybe you want to improve your skills to gain a better place in the working space. So, to help you with all of those decisions, we are going to talk this week with the Business Development Manager, Mina. Mina, help me out a little bit here. How do you pronounce your last name?
Haghighi.
I'm pretty sure you hear that often, right?
Yeah. It's a good conversation starter. It breaks the ice immediately.
Fair enough. No. Well, Mina will be presenting on February 24th. She's going to do a workshop called How to Start a Business and the Importance of Mentoring. So Mina, let's begin with tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How did you start it with mentoring? Why do you love it?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be speaking to you today and also go to the event next week. So my name is Mina Haghighi. The original name is from Iran, so I'm from Iran, and the original pronunciation would be Haghighi. But that's really hard to expect of people. So Mina Haghighi is my, preferred way of pronouncing my name. I'm a business development manager with Futurepreneur Canada. I've been with the organization since 2013, so quite a while. And I'm passionate about community building. I'm passionate about working with entrepreneurs, and that's what Futurepreneur does. We are a non-profit organization, and we are national, so we have offices that cover and support entrepreneurs across the country in terms of providing them with funding and mentorship. So that's what Futurepreneur does. The core of our program is a loan, which is in partnership with Business Development Bank of Canada, and every single startup that gets approved for our loan also gets matched with a volunteer mentor. Which is a very important aspect of our program. It's not always the money that makes you successful, it's definitely the support that you need to get started with the business. And I'm super excited to talk more about the program at the event on the 24th.
All right, that sounds really exciting. Well, okay, tell us a brief explanation. What is something you think it is essential for everybody who wants to start a business to know?
Planning. Planning, and we've all heard a lot of stories of people who woke up one morning, they had one brilliant idea, and then they ended up starting a successful business. And those stories happen, but they don't happen that often. Most of the successful entrepreneurs are the ones who've done their research, educated themselves, made sure that they know what type of business they're getting in, what type of market to expect, who is their competition, what is the financial needs, how much money do they need? How much cash flow do they need? So I think that planning stage is really important. And when we talk about business planning or cash flow forecasting, it's not just, taking an Excel sheet and making it look like it makes sense. It's actually doing the work, going to talk to suppliers, going to, research the competition and figure out what exactly to expect. And I mean, if anything, 2020 gave us a good lesson that anything can happen at any time. So the more prepared you go into starting a business, the better you can navigate the unknown that could happen to you.
No, of course. And as far as I know, it's not as easy as it sounds to start a business. It requires mentoring specifically, can be really helpful. So, everybody wants to achieve financial independence. It's like the dream. We all want it. We all want to get there. So would you say starting your own business is the key to achieving these goals?
I think starting your business can definitely be one avenue of achieving your financial independence. It all depends on the person that you are and what the stage of life you're in. We have people who are entrepreneurs to start a business, they grow businesses, they start multiple businesses. We have people who have jobs, but they have side hustles. They have that small project that they work on and they're still making more money. And there are people who, like myself, are in the space of working to help other entrepreneurs. So I think entrepreneurship is definitely a good option to consider for somebody who's at the stage of life that they're trying to do what to do professionally with their life. I think it's an option that should not be discounted and overlooked. And there's a lot of support out there to help entrepreneurs become successful and achieve one of the goals, which is the financial freedom.
All right. No, I think that is really true. And finally, I don't want to ask a lot because I don't want you to disclose too much information. This is really interesting, but I want to leave the best for the class. So, but just give us a quick explanation of what you are going to say. What are you going to teach during the event of the 24th? What are the key aspects of the class that you'll be talking about?
Yeah, I'm very excited for that event, and I encourage two groups of people to join us on that day. I encourage entrepreneurs, people who are thinking about starting a business, people who recently started a business and are passionate about the startups and business. But I also encourage people who have experience starting a business, people who have been there, started their own business, or worked in a space that supports entrepreneurs. Because again, the two aspects of Futurepreneurs offering is a loan to help entrepreneurs to start a business, but also we have a huge network of people who are experienced, who are willing to mentor and give back. So at that event, we'll definitely talk about how Futurepreneur can support you in starting a business, what are our workshops, what are our coaching services that we provide in-house. But then we also have an amazing guest speaker that I'm bringing along. I'm not going to disclose his name. I think we're going to leave that for when people go to register to find out his name on the event page. He is a serial mentor. He is a person who's supported many different entrepreneurs through Futurepreneur programs, and he's just passionate about this. So I want people who are thinking, I have a little bit of extra time, I could potentially give back, or what can I do to help a startup? I want those people to also join us to get inspired and see what it is that they can do to support startup businesses. Because I'm going to go back to it. It's not always the money that helps the startup. It's definitely the coaching and mentoring that helps them be more successful.
Why would you say it's the most important thing about mentoring? Why is it so helpful, and how much of a difference can it make between mentoring or doing it on your own?
Based on our program, we know that our mentoring makes a huge difference. I mean, we have the data, we have the statistics. We look at all the businesses who go through our program, regardless of whether they're successful or not, regardless of whether they continue past 5 years in business, they still don't go bankrupt, they still don't default the loan. They find ways to manage whatever situation they end up being in. And to a huge extent is the coaching and the mentoring that they receive. I think the mentors through our program, one of the biggest points is that the mentors become a sounding board. The mentors become the person that holds you accountable. So it's one thing knowing that you have friends and family and people that you can go to if you have questions. It's another thing if it's a structure. You know that you have to go back to them in a month. You know that they're going to be there and they're going to show up for you. And also they hold you accountable so that you do the work that you have promised you will be doing. And I think that the structure is very important when it comes to mentoring. And also you need more than one mentor. We need mentors in our personal life. We need mentors for our businesses, and different stages of business will definitely need different types of mentorship and different people. So I think that's the one key important point to remember. Depending on what stage you're at, you're going to need different support, and not every mentor is going to be able to support you with everything that you need. So my advice to entrepreneurs is to keep your eyes and your ears open, go to networking events, meet people, and make sure that you have a solid network to go to when the time comes for you to start your business.
No, of course. And as far as I know, lots of people want to start their own business, but they are afraid of doing it on their own. And a lot of people don't know about mentoring as an option to go hand by hand with somebody, you know, to have the support, the help, the advice, and they're missing so much without this. Well, Mina, thank you very much for your time. It has been a total pleasure. Or let me know, is there anything you want our viewers to know, anything extra you would like to add?
Well, thank you for having me. This has been great. I'm glad that we got to give them a little glimpse of what the event would look like. I encourage everybody to show up. I encourage the viewers to show up at the event. I encourage them to think about what they want to know about financing, loans, mentoring for startups, have their questions prepared, and come to the event and ask them. We are here to support all young entrepreneurs who are thinking about starting a business, and I think this event is going to be a valuable one.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm excited to attend myself. So for everybody who is watching, Mina and we're inviting you. It is the next February 24th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It is online, it is free, so there's no excuse not to go. All the information about how to register will be down here. It is how to start a business and the importance of mentoring. Thank you very much, Mina, for everything. I'm Karina Guzmán from Latin Vancouver, and thank you for watching, and we will talk soon.